Hello everyone. I'm sorry I can't be with you all this evening, but I just couldn't pass up this opportunity to say a few words about the recipient of this year's special award. Peter Firmin's artistry as an illustrator, animator and co-creator have helped bring to life some of our most beloved children's television characters. Together with Oliver Postgate's technical wizardry, they forged a successful partnership which continued for almost 30 years. Their partnership and projects are unique and so innovative that despite their black and white cardboard origins over half a century ago, these shows are still sought after, discussed with love and shared through the generations. One of their best loved shows is The Clangers, and it's a real pleasure and great privilege for me to be part of The Clangers' return to television next year.
Once upon a time, there were two men who worked in a barn. You may not remember their names, but you probably do remember the things they made there. Small Films was a small TV company. So small, it had just two employees, Oliver Postgate and Peter Firmin. And together they told stories and created worlds that would leave an almost magical impression on generations of British children. As in most of their work together, Oliver Postgate wrote the stories, provided some of the voices and animated the cardboard figures, while Peter Firmin drew all the characters and the backgrounds.
Jones the Steam fetched the tongs and hoisted the thing out of the hole.
I think my original drawings, especially of the towns and the sort of little groups of houses perched on the hillsides, it was really based upon pictures of Wales that I'd seen. I'd been on holiday by Cadair Idris, but never really seen these towns.
Selling chestnuts now, are you, Mr. Jones?
No, Mrs. Williams, dragons.
Stations exteriors.
Yes, we'll try that.
I'll put it out then, come on. Look at that. I got some blue tack here if you want to stick anything down.
Oh, it's the station in the snow.
No.
These are the engines. Sometimes I coloured them in, sometimes I got my slaves to do it, my daughters to colour them in. There's Idris asleep. There's a little Welsh dragon called Idris. And there are various heads, bodies. There's a head next to the... It's rather alarmed there.
Good morning, Mr. Day Station. Borodah.
Oh, good morning.
Don't shake hands with him, Di. He's red hot.
And this is how we managed to get through 120 seconds a day, where most studios get through 10 seconds a day.
Never move a mouth.
Oh, we haven't had a mouth. We changed expression. We didn't bother with the mouth. If my expression changed for some reason, I'd take my head completely off and put another one on, you know. Or, I mean, Jones would, you know. I would go into Peter and say, I want a head going like that, and he would
say, hold that, hold that. Draw it.
I've got your new teeth.
Depending on when you were born, a mention of Noggin the Nog or Pogle's Wood might touch a nostalgic nerve. But a whole generation of children hold a special affection for one saggy old cloth cat.
Bagpuss, dear Bagpuss, old fat furry catpuss, wake up and look at this thing that I bring. Wake up, be bright, be golden and light. Bagpuss, oh hear what I sing.
The idea was that he was going to be a cat that lives in a children's hospital. And to entertain the children, he had visible thoughts, which appeared like a bubble above his head.
Compared to today's programmes, Bagpuss was made on the smallest of budgets. A stable doubled up as a studio, and even the shop front was really a window in Peter's house. These are the original photographs from the title sequence of Bagpuss, featuring Peter's daughter, Emily.
There she is. Not changed much.
Without the big budgets and staff of the larger animation studios, Oliver and Peter, working from an old barn and a stable, still managed to produce some of the BBC's most memorable programmes. Back in 1969, the TV world kept spinning without focus groups and pre-testing of programme ideas. Would a series featuring a soup dragon, blue string pudding, sky moos and froglets be made today? The clangers, a true reflection of its time.
In the 70s there was this terrible fashion. Twiggy and people like that used to wear this sort of, these dresses made of little pieces of plastic joined together with rings and things like that. So that influenced me slightly with the clangers costumes. Right. And also my wife had just bought a new zigzag sewing machine.
And the knitted outside concealed an even stranger mechanism inside.
Ah, yes, that's the one.
A skeleton, that's it. That's
yeah.
How they move.
The actual works of it. These are Meccano on the arms with little bits in between.
It was left to Peter to invent and make a collection of strange space beings, like the friendly iron chicken.
She was shot down by a rocket. What came down was a head and a wing and a body and a tail, and then the clangers put her together.
And she said, "Oh, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much."
And a very polite iron chicken it is too.
Television has moved on from the world of small films, but few programmes have the same power to take us back to a simpler, safer time.
I don't think anybody would be foolish enough to do what we did. Or they wouldn't get away with it if they did, because we were part of the primitive origins of television.
I knew a man who was clean living, honest, trustworthy, and a paragon of virtue. And he had one of the biggest hooters I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, what was his name?
Goodness knows. Goodness knows! Boom! Boom! I beg your pardon.
Now I'd like to ask Bernard Cribbins to the stage to present Peter Firmin with his special award. Congratulations, Peter.
Without further ado, I would like to welcome Peter Firmin to the stage to receive the special award. Where are you? Come along, Peter.
Thank you, Joan, and my 6 girls, 4 of whom are here tonight, for knitting the clangers and dressing the puppets and helping me with the pictures and making Bagpuss's paws there. And all those cups of tea and biscuits that you used to bring Oliver while he was working over there in the pigsty. And thank you, Emily, for being Emily. And all for a bag of sweets, I think. And thanks to the Owen family for finding a home, even now, for old Basil Brush. He's still around in their care. It was Ivan Owen, their father, who breathed life into that puppet and named him and became such a favourite, really. Now, you'll love the new clangers. Oliver's son Daniel is writing some brilliant stories. Coolaby and Factory are producing them. Michael Palin is reading the narration and doing I've heard a few of these, I haven't heard much, but it's lovely to have Michael doing it. And John Dupre is writing the music. And thanks to Fran Huxley and Jeremy Banks, who our agents have kept these things alive for all these years. I mean, at one time you could see a Bagpuss in everyone's car, like that. Any more to say? Oh, yes. Stop it. Thanks to the Academy for presenting us with this award. Thank you.
Okay, well, we're thrilled and delighted to be here with Peter Firmin, the recipient of the BAFTA Special Award. And we're here with Bagpuss as well, almost called Bathpuss then, which would be appropriate. Maybe we could rename for the evening, Peter. What do you think to that?
Sorry?
We could call Bagpuss Bathpuss for tonight.
Oh, I don't know if he'd like that.
Probably not. Probably
He's a grumpy
not.
old cat, really.
He's got a right to be. Well, how do you feel about receiving this special award, Peter?
Well, I'm very honoured, and as I said many times, that when you think how primitive our work was, using those sort of cardboard and string, and you know, it was black and white in the first place and all that, it's amazing that people remember it for so long. You know, I mean, I've been amazed by all the stuff that's been going on tonight, all this very, very lively stuff, and ours is rather quiet and gentle, and still people seem to like it.
It still works. Yeah. And is it true that your family were very heavily involved with Bagpuss? It was your wife knitted,
yeah.
She knit some of your characters, your children might have been involved, your house was maybe even filmed in?
Well, Joan made Bagpuss's paws. They're beyond my needlework. And she knitted the clangers. The original clangers, I've got 4 of my daughters here tonight because there were 6 of them, and they all helped doing things like dressing the mice in Bagpuss, and Charlotte made a puppet for me, and she did drawings for Bagpuss. There's all sorts of ways they helped me. Even Lucy, who was home from Italy one time, and she put all the snow on the Ivor the Engine pictures for me. Oh. So they all had a little hand in it, you know.
That's incredible. I mean, Peter, you talked about the clangers there, and they're coming back soon. So what's it like to have them being revived in this year when you're winning your special award?
It's all a great coincidence, and especially with that thing landing on a comet. Yeah. It all very nicely came together there. And as Justin Webb on the morning radio said, he was waiting for the soup dragon to pop up on that comet. And it's very weird because when we made them, there was a strange noise came because we watched the landing on the moon at the time, the original clangers, and we had to be very. We had to stay up all night to see whether they successfully landed. If they hadn't have landed successfully, that would have been the end of the clangers, really. But luckily they did, and I'm sure that I heard in some of the recordings a strange noise coming over their loudspeakers, a bit like the old soup dragon.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming to talk to us. Congratulations on your special award, richly deserved. I hope you enjoy it.